And let's start. Yes, welcome all. So first of all, it is for the communication skill for our workplace, that is our office premises, or whether you are a business owner, maybe you are working somewhere. So what are the points that we have to keep in mind? Right? Soft skill, it is vast topic, right? There are many points under the soft skill. We are just trying to convey this three topic. So first one is listening part. Listening, sorry, and it is active listening is required. Being a good listener, it is one of the best way to be a good communicator while we are talking to someone. No one likes communicating with the someone who only care about putting in her 2 cents and does not take time to listen to other person. So this is one way communication as of now, right? You all are on mute. So after this session, we'll communicate. So it should be both ways. You can put your ideas as well. You can give your suggestions as well, and I can put my points as well via PPT, via communicating. So it should be good for both of us. ऐसा ना हो कि just I will speak and you will listen and you will forget all things. No, right? So if you're not a good listener, it's going to be hard to comprehend what you are being asked to do. So take the time to participate in active listening. It is good for both of us, for candidate as well as for the company in any criteria, maybe for personal life or maybe professional as well. So active listening involves paying close attention to what the other person is saying, asking clarifying questions, and rephrasing what the person says to ensure understanding. So what I'm saying is, through active listening, you can better understand what the other person is trying to say. You can respond appropriately. If I know what you want to say, so I will listen carefully first of all. Then I can reply, na? Okay, yeah, okay, done. No, that should not be the case. I know we both are talking, we both are communicating, and I will take notes only for that particular main points. Every time ऐसा जरूरी नहीं कि वो main point से मुझे याद रखने. I have to listen carefully what other person is saying. Then I can reply properly. So active listening is first point. Second one is non-verbal communication. Body language, eye contact, gesture postures, tone of voice, and all other messages that particular person is trying to convey. Relax open stance, that arm opens, leg relaxed. Friendly tone will make you appear approachable and will encourage others to speak with openly with you. What does it mean? It means if you are a good communicator, if you're a team leader, if you're a manager, we are all into mostly into HR or maybe other team members are also there. So if you are open to communicate, other person will come to you. You have to encourage them to communicate with you, right? ऐसा नहीं कि आप you are very rude or you just talk to particular point and then okay, it's fine, okay, done. No, people will not come to you, right? So we should be open to speak at least. And then eye contact is also important. You want to look the person in the eye to demonstrate that you are focused on the person and the conversation. And be sure not to stare at the person, which can make him or her uncomfortable. ऐसा नहीं हो कि that should be staring, वो नहीं होना चाहिए. Eye contact is good. It is required for every communication. As of now, I am on to live video recording. My eyes on this particular screen. It's okay. But when we are having the particular conversation, one-on-one conversation, or maybe you are in that particular face-to-face interview, then yes, it's required that particular eye contact should be there. So non-verbal communication is also required, right? And third, also pay attention to other person's nonverbal signals while you are talking. Often, nonverbal signals convey how a person is really feeling. For example, if person is not looking into eye, he or she might be uncomfortable or hiding the truth. There are chances, right? Suppose someone is trying to say something, तो वो सामने देख के आंखों में देख के आप देख बोल सकते, you can say कि curiosity is there or not ready to talk. बार बार he or she is watching the clock, घड़ी देख रहे बार बार. So there are chances कि he or she is not okay as of now to talk more. Might be some other work is pending. So we have to take care of this non-verbal communication also. That's science, right? Okay. Then third one is clarity and concise, right? To convey our particular point. Good verbal communication means saying just enough. Don't talk too much or too little, right? बहुत ज़्यादा भी नहीं बोलना है, maybe not too less also, as and when required, as per the particular, you can say, situation. Try to convey your message in few words as possible. Say what you want to clearly and directly, whether you are speaking to someone in person or on the phone or via email as well. If you ramble on, your listener will either tune you out or will be unsure of exactly what you want. Think about what you want to say before you say. This will help you to avoid talking excessively or confusing your audience or maybe other person as well. So before going to talk, before like talking to anyone, we should be clear about our particular point. ऐसा ना हो बाद में कि आप ही कंफ्यूज लगो जब बोलने जाओ, और मे बी इफ ही और शी इज आस्किंग अनदर क्वेश्चन तो आपको उसका पता ही ना हो. सो मेक श्योर यू आर क्लियर एंड कंसाइज ऑल्सो, टू द पॉइंट, राइट? दैट वाज द थर्ड पॉइंट. Fourth one is friendliness. Through a friendly tone, a personal question, or simply a smile, you will encourage your co-workers to engage in open and honest communication with you. Right? We can do. Interview में जाते हैं ना, so maybe we are also taking interviews. So what we do? We open the candidate, that particular person, to talk with us, because जानकारी नहीं ले पाएंगे तो what we will do? पूरा पता तो करना पड़ेगा ना, जो HR में उसके लिए. So it's important to be nice and polite in your all workplace communications. This is important in both face-to-face as well as written communication as well. So if you're doing some chats or maybe face-to-face communication or maybe via email as well, friendly tone is required. So when you can personalize your emails to co-workers or employee, a quick, I hope you all are at a good weekend. You all are going to good, right? At the start of an email, can personalize the message and make the recipient feel more appreciated. So this kind of quick and short message should be there. So that will be for the friendliness point, right? Next, confidence is there in our communication. Yes, exactly. We need it. It is important to be confident in your all interactions with others. Confidence shows your co-workers that you believe in what you are saying and will follow through. Excluding confidence can be as simple as making your eye contact or using a firm but friendly tone. Avoid making statements sound like questions. तो वो फिर कॉन्फिडेंस नहीं शो करेगा आपका. Of course, be careful not to sound arrogant or aggressive. Be sure you always listening to and emphasizing with the other person as well. Proper active listening is required. Yes, be simple and to the point. And you should be clear about your particular question. So that is about the confidence point. Empathy. Even when you disagree with the employer, co-worker, employee, it is important for you to understand and respect their point of view. It is most important ना, for every time. क्योंकि मुझे नहीं पता है कि वो एम्प्लॉय का क्या सिचुएशन है एज ऑफ नाउ. नॉट एवरीवन इज लाइंग, राइट? और सब सही भी नहीं हो, सब गलत भी नहीं है. सो यूजिंग फ्रेजेस एज सिंपल एज आई अंडरस्टैंड वेयर यू आर कमिंग फ्रॉम. मुझे पता है आप अभी कौन से सिचुएशन से जा रहे हो. आपने बोला कि यू हैव सम इश्यू, ओके यू कैन टेक अ लीव, बट नॉट एवरी टाइम. वी हैव टू चेक ना. Demonstrate that you have been listening to the other person and respect their opinions. Yes, definitely. Why we are into meeting, daily meeting, or maybe half yearly, quarterly meetings, or maybe that client review as well. Empathy is required. ये बोल के नहीं आएगा. Via your interaction, via your communication, it will be there. That was about the empathy point. Then 7 number is open-mindedness. So a good communicator should enter into any conversation with the flexibility and open mind. Be open to listening to and understanding the other person's point of view rather than simply getting your message अक्रॉस। ऐसा नहीं हो कि मैं मेरा ही पॉइंट बोलूँ, आई विल पुट माई पॉइंट ओनली। तो ये एम्पथी भी चला जाएगा और ये भी नहीं होगा। सो बी ओपन एंड बी फ्लेक्सिबल। क्या पता वो फ्रेशर है बट ही और शी हैज गुड आइडिया, जो 25 साल एक्सपीरियंस वालों को भी ना हो, राइट? देयर आर मेनी एग्जांपल्स। So open-mindedness is always a plus point for all of us. By being willing to enter into a dialogue, even with people with whom you disagree, you will be able to have more honest, productive conversations. हो सकता है ऐसा, there are chances, not every time, sometime also. So this is 7 point for the workplace communication is required. Then next we have 8 number is respect. It is first and foremost. People will be more open to communicating with you if you convey respect for them and their ideas. भले आप उसका आइडिया एग्री नहीं कर रहे हो, or else you are not taking that idea into that particular what you can say, उसको आप अप्लाई भी नहीं करने वाले, आप सुन भी नहीं रहे हो, but still you can just give respect to him or her. Simple actions like using person's name, making eye contact, and actively listening when person speaks will make the person feel appreciated. On the phone, avoid distraction and stay focused on the conversation. So if you are communicating over call, then yes, it is required for the communication. And convey respect through email by taking the time to edit your message. If you send a sloppy written, confusing email, recipient will think you do not respect her or him enough to think through your communication with him or her. So while we are communicating over call, or maybe via message, via email, this point should be there. It is compulsory. These all are points compulsory, right? That was the 8 point. Ninth one is feedback, right? Feedback is also required for the communication. Then what is feedback? Being able to appropriately give and receive feedback is important communication skill, right? After 3 days, Monday and Tuesday, Wednesday, we'll also take the feedback from your end. So managers and supervisors should continuously look for ways to provide employees with constructive feedback, be it through email, phone calls, or weekly status updates. So giving feedback involves giving praises as well as something as simple as saying good job, thanks for taking care of that to an employee can greatly increase motivation. To motivate, right? To encourage employee, you can provide the feedback as well, right? बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, और फीडबैक पॉजिटिव भी हो सकते हैं, नेगेटिव हो सकते हैं. सो व्हेन वी हैव टू गिव दी फीडबैक, अगर पॉजिटिव है सबके सामने बोलोगे दैट इज गुड, नेगेटिव है इन पर्सन बताएंगे, दैट इज वे ऑफ कम्युनिकेशन, यूजिंग द राइट मीडियम, दैट इज ऑल्सो इंपॉर्टेंट वाइल गिविंग द फीडबैक. कौन सी चीज कहाँ पे बोलनी है वो हमको पता होना चाहिए. And similarly, you should be able to accept and even encourage feedback from others as well. Listen to the feedback you are given and ask clarifying questions if you are unsure of the issue and make effort to implement the feedback as well. ऐसा नहीं सुनने के लिए खाली सुन लिया मैंने. I will improve myself. That communication may be my particular skill if I need. That is plus point, right? And last one for this slide is picking up the right medium. Already I told when to say and where to say. कब चीज कौन सी कहाँ पे बोलनी है आपको. An important communication skill is to simply know what form of communication to use. For example, some serious conversation like layoff, changes in the salary date, etc., or any kind of punishment are always almost always be done in person. सबके सामने नहीं होता, वो पूरी टीम के सामने नहीं होता. बाकी सब भी बहुत कुछ सोचते हैं फिर उसके बाद. There are chances, right? फिर बाद में कोई मोटिवेट भी नहीं होंगे कुछ बताने को, right? So it should be there. You should also think about the person with whom you wish to speak. If they are a very busy person, such as your boss, perhaps you might want to convey your message through email. People will appreciate your thoughtful means of communication and will be more likely to respond positively to you. मतलब कि suppose you are calling them but they are not responding, you can drop a text message simply. They call me once you get free. Or as of now, there are many communication ways. LinkedIn messages or maybe WhatsApp communication is there, Telegram is there, or maybe you can do also an email So as and when required, you can select the right medium where to communicate. Clear? So these are the first 10 points for the workplace communication. Now we'll go with the second slide. Just 1 minute. Next one into the same point. After communication, active listening skills. Whether you are a recruiter or maybe I am a manager, I am a receptionist, or maybe I am an office boy, or maybe I am a security guard. कोई भी है person, or you are a CEO. Everyone has this particular skill, right? But how to manage? We can communicate. We can easily listen actively. But where I am missing, or where I should implement these particular points. So let's start it. Active listening skills. First of all, in this particular era of smartphones, as of now, Android phone, iPhones, and particular short attention spans, engaging your audience can be harder than ever, but not impossible, right? We do messages every day via WhatsApp or maybe via Instagram or maybe any other communication ways. You are typing so much long message and your boss is sending you the thumb. That's it. I am coming at 12 noon. Okay, done. Simple, short reply, short attention spans. So engaging your particular person can be harder sometimes, but it is not impossible. To understand how to reach out your audience, particular person, you need to make them actively listen to your message. So in other words, you need to understand and master the art of active listening and use it to engage your particular audience. ऑडियंस को आप यहाँ पे ले सकते हो कैंडिडेट क्लाइंट जैसे जहाँ पे आप जॉब कर रहे हो ना वहाँ पे आप कम्युनिकेट कर सकते हो उसको रिलेट करोगे आप राइट नाउ listening is a great skill but it builds trust and encourage problem solving but it takes practice also right listening and hearing are two different things if you know the meaning hearing मतलब खाली सुनना listening means proper सुन के उसका response properly actively करना and you're giving respect to that person also while listening right it's more complicated than you might think most people don't think about it it is a second nature right and good listening enables people to tell their story it is exactly right this point how if you listen properly as of now what we are learning what we are going through at PPTs and everything if you listen properly you can elaborate this thing to your colleague also बोल सकते हो आगे जाके उनको कि I have heard that particular point I have heard this मैंने PPT में वहाँ पे पढ़ा था I have remember this but again active listening if you are doing then only खाली सुन रहे हो सुनने के लिए खाली देख रहे हो no might be not right so active listening is also a key skill for this communication now be a great listener how research suggests that way of people deliver a message account for 93% of its meaning how maintain a good eye contact right if you are doing a good yes encourage people to talk reflect back what you hear and do not interrupt these are the 4 points that means you are a great listener अच्छे से सुन रहे हो that means you're not interrupting that particular person while he or she is talking to you you want to put your point but after once he or she finishes his or her samne you want to give the reply as well in positive manner encouraging also but yes we will not interrupt we'll listen properly so to help people think for themselves first listen and then listen also as well then and then we can be a good and great listener, right? So these are some tips listening skill के लिए. Solar approach is there. Squarely face the person, open posture. It is for the face-to-face communication, right? Lean toward the person, eye contact, and be relaxed when you are into face-to-face particular interview or maybe communication. So in your everyday listening practice this approach and see what the effects are. सामने पर्सन के सामने you are posture gesture please maintain lean जब जरूरत पड़े तब you can sit back you can आगे भी आ सकते हैं you can raise your hand you can talk via your gestures also eye contact should be always there and sometimes if he or she is telling something to you be relaxed. So that is the great sign of active listener, right? So what are the skills that listening skill tips we can get? Listening also involves good body language and non-verbal communication and can give out many messages to all of us. Good body language can put some at easy before you say anything. Smiling and nodding, just no, like this. An open, friendly, confident posture and good eye contact, but not the staring. Again, this same point. While we are communicating, while you are taking the interviews, or while you are communicating with your senior, so maybe client, or maybe any other person into professional life, our face should be into some smile, normal smile, हंसना नहीं है. Nodding, yes, no, any other good postures as per the particular communication as and when required. Confident posture, बैठने की जो आपकी पोजीशन है और you are standing into position of standing, then yes, it should be a good and good eye contact should be always there. बात आप यहाँ पे कर रहे हो आपकी आंखें वहाँ पे नहीं होनी चाहिए. That is the normal thing, right? So these are the good listening skill tips we can follow. Again same listening skills में क्या है? Give people time to say what they want to. Avoid interrupting or finishing their stance from them. It sends the message that you are more important. You know what they are going to say or you are into rush. कोई बोल रहा है आपको and you are just interrupting them or immediately you are putting your point. That means आप उनको स्टॉप कर रहे हो सिंपल एंड आप कुछ हरी में हो आपको कुछ कहीं और जाना है और मे बी यू आर नॉट ओके टू लिसन प्रॉपरली. These are the signs, right? So time for reflection is how do you know when someone is truly listening to you? How do you know when someone is not listening to you? There are many signs: body language, eye contact, right? Gesture, postures. You can get to know.